In this video, I want to talk about the psychological and really what the psychological is in terms of more of a philosophical viewpoint. And the psychological pertains to this subjective objective connection, this union between those two. And so we might think of subjectivity as something that pertains mostly to us with the self within the self. It has had a lot to do with things like self-subjectivity, right? It's not necessarily referring to this domain in which there's, say, objective truths, but there's knowns. We can know things that are true within a subjective space, and things can be true within subjectivity. And objectivity has more to do with this concept of its truthiness or it being true, and also things like ultimate truth. They tend to be more more concrete in some sense, more consolidated, where subjective truths tend to be more fluid and constant, and they're more uh, uh, temporaneous in some sense. Um, but what the psychological really is it's this amalgam of the two. It's a combination of both this subjectivity and the subjectivity that's flowing in a continuum, in a union together. And oftentimes, our, say, for example, even our self subjectivity will have a direct impact on objective aspects that we're situated to, that form these constituencies between the mind, body, and environment, in which operate in relation and association, and which can have causal influence, as most correlative often do have more of this correlative influence, that are operating in mutual association. And this is deeply important for cultivating a greater sense of positive well being that goes a long way in terms of supporting our development of our positive, psychologically sustainable infrastructure, which is ultimately important for things like developing these self-actualization tendencies, which can lead us to towards things like self-actualization and promoting positive well-being, but not just positive well-being that's psychologically sustainable, so that it continues on. And that's all I really wanted to say about that for now. Enjoy. Bye.